I am Groot, which means there are going to be
massive spoilers.
Probably Infinity War spoilers.
Title?
Yeah.
No, I didn't put the word spoilers in the title. So there's going to be. We just saw.
You got to stop.
They just saw.
Over. You got to put spoilers in this.
Andrew saw it yesterday. Frank, Penelope, and I just saw Infinity War, and we're going to talk about that while we're talking about Andrew's.
You know what?
comments.
Hot. Wait. Yeah. Wait.
But we're going to probably
hype up a little bit. I'm going to put spoilers in the comment section.
Yeah, do that.
Yeah.
So
But before we go with that, let's just go straight up. No spoiler here. It's a freaking A.
It's a really great movie.
Off the charts. Fantastic.
Don't waste a minute. Yeah. Go see it.
Penelope and I have been watching Frank's Playing with Iron Man. Penelope and I have been watching all the Marvel movies leading up to this. And that's me. And
you really funny with that.
We're going to do like a roundtable thing next week where we talk about the Marvel movies leading up to this and how great a job they've done.
Focused on Frank.
But
we need
spoilers, guys. Spoilers.
Stop. Don't say
Every time I see someone's watching, I can say spoilers. She's going to make spoiler signs. While she's making spoiler signs.
Put that on me for a second. I want to have a discussion here. I am very anti-spoiler. I feel in our industry we are selling happiness to people, and spoilers make people unhappy. So we're very anti-spoiler. So I'm going to go make some anti-spoiler signs. So anyone who would see this would know there's spoilers and not look. Fair?
Fair.
Don't watch this.
That was very, no offense
don't watch
intended, but that's kind
of
Orwellian.
Don't.
You know, it's like...
All right, Andrew, let's talk about comic books.
Oh, shoot, sorry. I didn't even get through my bit.
It sounded Einstein.
Weird week. Not a bad week for comics. When I was going over my weekly, my readings... two stuck out to me as A's, as instantly they're going to be on the list, and that was Transformers Lost Light 17. Oh, by the way, this is another repeat, so if you guys want new books, come back next week. Labyrinth Coronation number 3. 2 didn't make it, but 1 did. And Exiles number 2.
Man, 1 and 2.
Yeah, 1 and 2.
Staying consistently.
Alright, so this is the funny one. This is the funny book. Because, like I said, these two were instantly going to be on the show.
Is Chibi Wolverine in this one?
He's right on the cover, man.
Oh, God.
All right, we didn't get there yet. So there were 2 instances absolutely going to make the list, but then the rest of my week were, I don't want to put down the material, but they were all, like, consistently great, but none of them stood out. So, like, this is kind of like the winner of, like, the battle of...
books.
Yeah, not okay, like B pluses. It was the Battle of the B pluses, which kind of gives you an indication.
Man, I should have put that as a title. Battle of the B pluses.
Yeah. So, gonna go and we'll start with we'll get to the really good stuff in a minute. So we'll do the victor of the Battle of the B pluses, B plus Bowl for Game of Thrones fans. Oh, Iron Man wants to shoot at the title. People who don't know, Exiles originally an X-Men spinoff. It's multi. Oh, sorry. What?
Right now he's battling Thanos on the planet. In the new movie.
Spoilers! Spoilers! Did anybody else notice her laying on the ground?
Was she on the ground?
On the floor of the ship?
Was she?
Yeah, right in the beginning.
Oh, I didn't notice that.
They're stepping over bodies.
No.
Hers is one of them. Yep. Spoilers.
No!
Yeah.
Valkyrie, no! Well, at least she'll be in Men in Black. But yeah.
I noticed.
I didn't notice that. I did not notice that.
Wow.
Yeah. I felt bad for your boy, by the way, Penelope.
Spoiler!
Spoilers!
Spoilers! We're doing it!
We got to say it like every 5 minutes, though.
Hulk gets his ass kicked by Thanos. Period. He gets beat up like he's getting like.
So again, when
an alleyway mugging?
Exiles Marvel book, thematically appropriate for the movie we just saw. Exiles was originally an X-Men spinoff. Now it's made into a general all-purpose Marvel type thing. Although there is still two X-Men characters on the team. Trying to stop a new character, semi-new character. Am I allowed to
Please, don't stab me.
Should I, Justin? Do you recall the design of the Time Eater?
No.
From when we had Exiles 1.
Make sure that's fully
don't.
on view of anyone that you're doing videos with, please. Thank you.
Yeah, well, some of them
Just
might be
put a
on
giant one in front of Frank.
There you go.
We're just having fun.
Well, no.
We're doing spoilers.
No, but so do you?
Pepper Potts, will we ever meet again?
It's issue 2. Time Trapper is a skull-faced or Time Eater is a skull-faced Galactus.
That's right. Yeah.
Well, no, it's not Galactus. It's called the Time Eater. I have my own personal theories. Is that the type of thing? This is just a review show. I don't really think it's the Andrew Conspiracy Corner.
This is the Andrew.
I mean, you can say what you want, Andrew.
I think that's the head from Marvel Zombies. In Marvel Zombies, the zombie heroes eat Galactus, but they leave behind a Galactus skeleton, including a Galactus head. I think that is Marvel Zombies' Galactus' head that is somehow eating the multiverse.
So this takes place in the same universe as Marvel Zombies?
Well, Marvel Zombies takes place in the Marvel canon. It's just the multiverse. This is a multiversal story. All the heroes are from a different Earth. To recap the lineup, it is Age of Apocalypse Blink, a different version of Iron Lad, an apocalyptic Miss Marvel, Kamala Khan, she just goes by Khan now, a version of Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie, like the Thor Ragnarok Valkyrie, and finally, Justin's favorite addition to the team, Lil Wolverine. He's part of the Little universe. He loves making friends, and he hated how Magneto stole all the pies.
Oh, Jesus Christ!
Magneto stole all the pies, Justin. He wanted to take all of the pies. Wait, Frank.
All right,
look,
spoilers.
It's awful. Magneto.
Reenactment.
He stole the pies. Magneto stole all the pies.
If only he had an Infinity Gauntlet.
Please don't kill me and stab me, Thanos. I won't if he gives me the stone. No tricks, magician.
That's accurate.
Does he give him the stone, or does he kill Iron Man? Stay tuned after the next comic review.
Yeah, okay, great. Oh, man. I love the serialization. Yes, just like a comic. No, but yeah. So a very... I would say this is the most Ragtile Exiles lineup we've had ever.
You know, we're going to really do a spoiler. We're going to go set the Marvel Legends case on fire.
No, half the case. Half the case. But yeah. So the team is now fully assembled. They get back to the Prime Marvel Universe, and they have devised a plan where they believe the Time Eaters, Skull-Face Galactus Head, hasn't fully devoured the universes, so they have to figure out a way how to cut his stomach open, basically, to free the universe.
He just has a head. How does he have a stomach?
His head stomach. You know,
oh, shut up.
It's right next to your head. It's right next
You're not allowed to review this book anymore after
yeah,
this.
it's awful.
Wait,
he took the pie.
I'm just kidding. Oh, you look so sad. I'm just kidding.
His interdimensional stomach, how about that?
There you go.
Again, this is a theory right now. They don't know if this will work. And they get interrupted by a certain group of Marvel lore, and the book kind of ends after that.
Okay.
So
I'm going to give you all the
there is kind of a cliffhanger. Serialized comics happen. So why is this book not in A, Justin?
Because of the Chibi Wolverine.
Because he took the pies.
Magneto took the pies, Frank!
He took the pies.
He took all the pies!
Dude, if you told me how to read a comic book, Magneto took the pies.
No, it's Little Magneto.
It's Little Magneto because they're from the little Chibi universe.
They're from the Chibi universe.
Okay, well, alright.
Alright.
Chibi sounds like something I smoked in '87.
Well, so Frank, out of all the universes that Time Eater has eaten so far, Frank doesn't care about Chibi universe. Time Eater can keep it.
No.
He wants that deleted forever.
I gotta say, I could care less about Chibi universe.
So that's out of all the universes, you're like, Time Eater, have at it. Chibi universe.
Yeah,
get
I'm fine with like the furniture universe.
Yeah.
You know, the fish people universe.
I don't know. Is there a Chibi Rick and... There has to be a Chibi Rick and Morty.
There has to be. Well, there's every universe there, so.
Oh, actually, fun fact. Rick and Morty do exist in the My Little Pony universe.
I need a couple.
Rick and Morty were background characters in a recent episode of My Little Pony.
If I give you this, let me.
Rick and Morty exist in the My Little Pony universe. Canon.
Awesome.
Anyway. Going back.
I have one more thing to say.
Sure. Alright. I'm just trying to...
Wait.
The reason I felt that this wasn't...
Frank's here with the spoiler mobile.
Oh, wait. Oh, look! It's Nick Fury going by in his car. No, there's nobody in there. Why not? Where's Nick?
Is that the spoiler reveal?
Yeah, that's the spoiler
Spoilers on the other side.
Justin, what happened to Nick?
Wait, Justin.
He disappeared, motherfucker.
He disappeared,
I find it very appalling that the spoiler mobile does not have a spoiler. But anyway,
Andrew, that's the funniest thing you've ever said.
You think so?
I'm a little
That
happy.
the spoiler mobile does it. That's pretty on, man.
All right, thank
Even
you.
for a guy who likes to read Chiba books.
Alright.
No,
that's
Chiba,
one.
don't bring some Chiba into this. It's Chiba.
Oh, it's another train wreck of Fridays with Andrew.
So I like to call it a fun wreck.
It is
Anyway,
Don't lose that spoiler.
it's like a. Anyway.
I really like this issue. The reason I think it is just a B+ and not an A is
I am a titan.
It takes 2 issues to get the team fully assembled, which that's a bit of a turnoff for me.
To get a Chiba team assembled?
No, it's not. He's just one.
The whole
Chiba
team.
guy.
They just found him in this issue, I think.
Oh,
Yeah.
like is it a team of little Chibas?
No, it's a
No.
team of the.
They're all from different.
Exiles.
They're all
Didn't you
from.
read Exiles?
They're all from different Marvel universes.
Right.
Oh, so they
You got
stole a
Ultimates.
Chiba.
Somebody.
They
you
got. I
Chibi,
got in trouble
somebody.
for stealing Chiba in '87.
Still got it on his record.
Yeah, it's
Frank, Chibi is
On her,
little
right?
miniature, like anime cute characters with big heads and like smiley mouths, and they're really cute and happy all the time, and they like eat candy, shit like that.
Oh.
Pops are kind
No,
of
wait,
chibi.
wait. So that's kind of like what you see after you go grow Chiba and smoke
Oh,
it.
my word.
Little creeps, little X-Men.
The other thing is, I think I referred to it when I was talking earlier. The Watchers are in this issue because they are watching and they don't like how certain characters are interfering with the balance of things because they can only interfere when other people are interfering for some reason.
Spoiler
Frank, you know
alert.
them. You know Watchers.
I do know Watcher.
He knows the Watchers.
I know the Watcher. There was one Watcher that I read.
Yeah, he did all the what ifs, didn't he?
Yeah, he hung out on the moon and
Yeah.
like did nothing but watched.
Yeah.
And
You
so
know.
does Shiba, yeah.
He smoked his Chiba. Is that what you just said?
Anyway,
X-Men are coming this week. Phoenix is gonna die.
all right. And I
So the conjecture is that Stan Lee, because of all of his appearances in different Marvel movies, they're saying that he is a watcher.
'cause
That's
remember
why he's in
Guardians
every
2,
movie.
Yeah,
He's
I
talking
know.
He's
to
hanging out
Watchers.
talking to
You know what
watchers.
the conjecture is? He didn't even know he was on the bus in this last movie.
Frank.
He told
That
him-
was a good cameo.
That was a good.
Oh yeah, they told
Yeah.
him he was on his way to the
No,
airport.
stop, Frank. Stop. No, that's not cool.
They charged him $1 million to be in the
Justin.
movie. Take it.
Stan,
I heard he was signing the seats thinking
Oh,
they
you
were
two? Am
books.
I all alone in this?
Stan, we're on our way to the cemetery. Let's go.
I heard CGC got a couple of his signatures
Wait, Penelope.
off the seats.
Spoilers.
All right.
Anyway.
Oh my God.
Yeah, and as for
Oh, this is fun.
the Watchers in this issue,
Spoiler
I didn't feel like
mobile.
there was anything unique about them.
Mobile.
And then
Without
another
a
thing,
spoiler.
Frank, there is one dumb thing about this issue. The Watchers have guns. Isn't that dumb?
That's dumb.
That's
The
not dumber than Chibi Wolverine.
No, it really
Sorry.
isn't. It really is not.
All right, it's a fun book, I guess.
It's a fun book.
We want to recommend it to
a
people.
little hindered from being an A
Okay.
by Watchers with. I didn't feel the Watchers were any different in this than any
Sure.
other book with the Watchers. And Watchers shouldn't have guns. That's just dumb.
I'm at the
But
store,
some time meter
maybe even more.
stuff with.
Yeah,
This is a really good version of Tessa Thompson's Valkyrie.
Cool.
And honestly, Lil Wolvie is amazing. You guys will joke. It is so amazing when he sees his cute little Tootsie universe get devoured and eaten, and now he's in the realistic, gritty Marvel universe. I cannot wait to see that juxtaposition in future issues.
I hope he meets the real Wolverine.
I hope he meets Marvel Zombies
But I want
Wolverine.
to finish some spoilers.
So that's it. Well, we're done with this.
Okay.
Now we're going to Labyrinth. Ooh.
Can we do a spoiler?
Okay, great. Oh, yeah. Sorry. Meanwhile, in spoiler theater.
Boy, your time is over unless punk ass gives me the stone that I need. Does he give him the stone? Spoiler. Yes, I will give you the stone. Don't kill Tony.
Why does he have a female one?
Because he's very handsome. Let's send the stone. No tricks, wizard, or your man goes the way of the
dodo.
dodo, the Chiba. Okay,
Wolverine.
send the stone to me now, wizard. That's all I had green.
Are you kidding me?
You know what?
I have the stone. They will remember you.
He sounds like
Star.
he's trying to talk like Thor.
Yes.
Is he making?
Yes, he is, because the whole movie, we all try and talk like Thor. Why? Because we know that all your women want Thor.
You know what?
Nobody wants the ugly wizard. Nobody wants Starko.
Back it up.
Go ahead.
I find Benedict Cumberbatch very interesting looking.
Yes, but would you take Thor or Bennick?
His name's not Bennett, first of all.
Yes, in my universe, he is
Also,
named
I gotta
Bennick.
say,
He just changed reality. He just changed his name Fennec.
Hey, come on.
His name is Bennick.
One flaw in Infinity War.
Tell me, woman.
Thanos doesn't steal any pies.
Spoilers.
Thanos doesn't steal pies.
It's true.
That's,
He needs-
I make pies. I can
Wait.
make a factory of pies.
Frank, with a snap of his fingers, he can make all the pies in the universe.
Yes, or I can make half the pie
Only
makers
half
go
the
the
pies.
way. Yes. So
Only
tell
half
me,
the
woman, The wizard or the warrior?
Find out after the next comic review. No.
Yes,
Hey, wait,
Okay, no, I like that. Go ahead.
Find out after the next comic review.
Oh, yes, the
Number
wizard or the
3.
warrior.
Recapping people from when last time I talked about Labyrinth's coronation.
Spoiler mobile.
It is all about the supposed origin of Jareth the Goblin King, as his mom goes around the labyrinth trying to get her son's life back. Basically, a parallel of the actual plot of the 80s film Labyrinth. Hijinks ensues.
Where are the case keys?
I don't know. I don't work here.
Oh, they're in the case.
They're in the
In the legend case.
Right.
No, I was pulled legends out.
I was really afraid I did that for a minute. Anyway, I love Labyrinth, first of all, so biases
I love Labyrinth.
at the beginning. So obviously I was very excited about supplemental Labyrinth material. This is a really, really interesting way of doing this story. Jareth is narrating to the tiny baby Michael, I think, explaining his origin, basically. And he idolizes his mother, and I'm going to do a little bit of the...
One shot?
No, this is part of a miniseries.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's issue 3. He idolizes his mother, and so he idolizes his journey, even though we, as people who are reading the book, have come to learn she's not the most perfect person. She's a very flawed, very unsure of herself type of person, very...
Wait a minute. Do you want me to make her a perfect person in the comic? Because I can snap my fingers.
I want you to steal pies, Santa!
Okay.
Steal more!
We can do
Actually,
that.
Grimace. Turn it down a minute.
Yeah, Grimace. Squidward. That was my favorite one when he got to Squidward.
Yes.
Yeah,
Let's tell them.
Wait,
Come on.
put the
Spoilers!
sign back up.
Spoiler mobile.
Very
coming to you.
There were some really good comedic moments.
This is a very metatextual story. There's a lot of element because Jareth is telling a story. So Simon Spurrier, I think that's how I say his name. He's taking the logical step of that and making a story about stories. Jareth is telling a story. We're reading a story. It's story.
He's a recontour.
He's a recontour. I don't know what it says about his character that he's not able to accept his mom as not the way she is. Maybe that'll play into it a little bit. It is also interesting. One of Jareth's servants in modern times, I don't know if this character, I can't remember, Buttlegump, if he was an actual goblin in the background of the...
Maybe. Who knows?
Yeah, all those hey, you know what? I gotta admit, Justin, we all have our biases. None of us are perfect. I'm a puppet racist. All puppets look the same.
Hold on.
Oh, no.
My shirt has a problem with that
Oh, okay.
Yes, let's get a close up and Penelope shirt.
That is a great shirt.
Which is a great shirt.
Not all puppets were created equal. That's true.
That's true.
It should say Master of Muppets. Muppets are different than
Mother of Puppets?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Spoiler movie.
so it's really, really cool. Also, I will give huge props to the creative team. They do introduce new characters, but all of them seem authentically Hensian, if that makes sense.
Good.
Like, they do seem
very
like...
inspired by it.
You're coming from a reference point. I just want to talk about this review a little bit. I'm being
Any
serious.
spoilers?
No
Okay.
spoilers. He's coming from a reference point that whoever's reading this knows Labyrinth. So what I want to ask you is, if I didn't know Labyrinth and I'm 15, 16, and I buy this book, do I have to have seen Labyrinth?
That's a very interesting question, because honestly, I'm thinking about it, this book is kind of preaching to the converted. This really isn't an entry-level Labyrinth.
Okay, we need to say that.
Yeah,
So
I will say that.
Right.
If you do want just a standard fantasy story, I've reviewed a lot of other... See Isola or Scales and Scoundrels.
Right.
Those are really more entry-level stories that are self-contained and you don't need anything. This is for Labyrinth fans.
Okay.
I gotta say, it would be weird reading this and not having seen Labyrinth.
Okay,
It would be weird. Like, it's possible. I'll say
well,
it's
with
possible.
today's technology, you'd recommend anybody who's going to take up this book go watch the movie first.
Yeah, absolutely.
And
Well,
we recommend the movie.
you know what?
It's
Hey, April 29th and 30th, I think, there's going to be Labyrinth screenings at select theaters.
Wow.
wow, that was good.
So,
Wow,
go watch it.
Well,
It's-
we didn't plan that. we didn't plan that.
No.
But I snapped my fingers and it happened.
In conjunction with...
Spoiler!
never mind. Before any spoilers now, we're going to drive the spoiler movie by.
And sing the song.
And then, yes. And then we'll do the spoiler. Yes,
The
okay.
spoiler mobile.
Well, yeah, so,
I got the song.
So buy it. Yeah, so we're gonna go back to the next part of the serialized story. I'm gonna get my rating. I think it's an A. Again, that's coming from a very biased huge Labyrinth fan that I am, although I didn't read any of the manga or anything, but whatever. I really, really like this story. It's interesting, it's thoughtful, it's thought-provoking, and I think it adds to the universe.
And she's not a perfect character.
She's not, but I like Jareth's mother, actually.
I had a crush on her.
Yeah. Also, there is actually really, really quick. This is a slight spoiler. Oh, can I have the spoiler mobile?
Spoiler-mobile!
Slight spoiler. There is a new goblin character who I love. His whole concept is he's a goblin. He was born with empathy, so he sucks at being a goblin. All he wants to do is to be an epic highwayman.
How's that a spoiler?
Huh? Because
It's not an Infinity War spoiler.
no, it's the book.
I was like, there was
There
a
are
goblin
no
in
spoilers.
No, it's a spoiler from the book, Frank. I don't talk about spoilers on the.
Well, spoiler-mobile! Spoiler-mobile! There was a troll in Infinity War.
No, so he's fantastic. He's awesome, and he's very, very funny.
Yeah.
And I think characters like that who are like, I'm going to be thus, but they can't. He steals chalk from Jareth's mom, and he feels like existential guilt over it. It's really, really funny.
So
and
Emily
funny.
has recommended very wisely that you put the spoiler sign on your head when there's going to be spoilers.
That's why we're singing the spoiler-mobile
So it's
song.
on camera.
I took what she said, only when we're going to say spoilers, but I took what she said, so we're going to have an intro every time we do a
Yeah,
spoiler.
We need a spoiler hat.
Labyrinth Coronation A. Go to the next part of our story, Johnny.
Spoiler-mobile! Spoiler-mobile! Oh, wait, yeah.
So apparently I'm being asked to choose between Sorcerer Supreme and Thor, God of Hammers.
Wizard or warrior? Wizard or warrior?
I gotta say,
You better.
from the bottom of my heart, the trickster's gonna come in and fuck all y'all. Because Loki
Curse
I
mobile!
realize that
Bad language mobile!
Yeah, he doesn't quite look quite right here. But Loki is my boo.
Oh, there's a customer.
Kisses and hugs to
Hello?
Loki. Yo!
Oh, hey, man.
Kisses and hugs to Loki.
Wait, you have chosen wisely.
I'm just gonna put him in the spoiler mobile.
Hey, are you ready for this? Did you see Infinity War? Go away. Go plug
I
your
gotta
ears.
bring him up first.
Spoiler-mobile! Spoiler-mobile! Spoiler-mobile!
This tune is hurting
Here,
my head.
hey. Spoiler-mobile.
I'm confused.
He is the Tesseract. Just spare my brother.
Oh, spare
I
him.
will serve you.
You
Stop! Spoilers!
Spoiler-mobile!
spoiler. I am Loki dressed in drag.
Well, he's actually in Sif's body.
I am Loki in Sif's body.
Oh, that's not from the movie.
What? I am Loki in Sif's body. I am Loki in Sif's body.
I'd watch Loki get up in Sif's body.
Yeah.
So fun fact: the
I don't want to go there.
the actual Norse, the Loki of mythology, was known for being a man and a woman.
Yeah.
Sure, he's a trickster.
Yes.
I know there's tricksters out there like that right now in bars.
I
That's a little. That's a little.
and I want you to know I've met them.
No.
Pre-Infinity.
Where's the non-consenting label? 'Cause Andrew doesn't consent to those jokes.
Okay, spoiler mobile. So you will give me
I am
the stone.
Caitlyn Jenner of Masgard.
Yes, and you will give me the stone. Oh, your brother will die, and he will be known as the dead eye god. Will you give me the stone, Locust? Lofina.
Just Loki. Loki's
Yes.
It's
yes,
male or female?
I will give you the stone. Please don't kill my brother.
It was blue.
It's the camera. It's a blue chip. I will give you the stone. Don't kill my brother.
Aw, poor Loki.
Yes, but you forget one thing.
Spoiler-mobile!
We have
Stop! There's someone in the store
Hulk.
that hasn't seen this movie. Stop with the spoilers for 5 minutes.
I
We're
love
not.
it.
These are not real spoilers.
I love that Loki uses the line.
Do you like my?
Wait, no. Now you are getting into spoilers.
Yes.
Right.
I want to
Should I
say
do the next
something.
book? Should I do the
When
next
I
book?
put all 5 on, I will give me better articulation.
So, Transformers Lost Light 17. As we recall, the last time I talked about Transformers Lost Light, we got existential. They were all dead.
Hey guys, everybody look at Taylor's shirt.
It's a beautiful shirt.
That's a nice shirt. And a nice haircut, I might add.
man. Nice haircut.
Rocking that shirt.
We were getting
It's a
existential.
sought-after shirt. We just sent one of those shirts to Justin Roiland.
Huh?
Did you really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's so cool. I love you, Justin. Anyway, so
Yeah, he's watching.
Oh, I would love it if you did. Oh, well,
Act like he is.
Okay, yeah. So he probably read this. He's a big Transformer fan.
Cool.
So Justin, as I know you know from this issue because we both read it, Rodimus did a I want to speak to your manager for God. So he Ultra Magnus, Ratchet, and Drift were basically arguing their case to God that they should be brought back to life.
What does God need with a starship?
Well, if you're
Why is God angry?
Well,
Because Shatner thought he could direct a movie.
Justin, if you're a Transformer God, you are a spaceship.
Oh.
Yeah.
My God.
Is Unicron considered a god?
Is there an Energon in it?
Energon?
Energon? What's the...
What?
Unicron?
Cybertron? Unicron's coming. Unicron is coming in these
Is he considered a god?
He is considered Satan.
Oh.
But Mortalist is also Satan.
You had that.
So, no, I can get into Transformer lore.
So wait a minute. Unicron is showing up in...
Not this, in upcoming issues.
Spoiler mobile!
Unicron is the... So, Frank, they're actually ending the IDW Transformer universe. The IDW Hasbro universe is ending.
So they've run its course. They're not selling.
I don't know what... It was really weird. I don't understand why they're doing it all of a sudden. But anyway, why would you introduce all these new characters into your universe and then cut the plug? That's so... Because I don't know.
Stay on target.
Stay on target. Stay on target. So they're arguing, bring us back to life. But then some of the other crew of the Lost Light, the titular Lost Light of the book, which is the ship, they're trying to figure the...
That is the
Matrix of
Leadership. Yeah.
Yep.
Or Matrix of Power, sometimes people say.
Unbelievable. I thought he was doing a Gundam comic. I thought it was a Gundam.
Anyway, so...
I thought they were having a crossover with Transformers.
Giant robots are giant robots, right?
So some people are starting to think that the afterlife is a little bit weird. There's some stuff that doesn't make sense. So maybe things aren't what they seem, or more than meets the eye, if you will.
Wow.
Well, I will say one spoiler.
Where's my boyfriend?
This is a comic spoiler. The B and A cast of this book we've been waiting. The Decepticons, the scavengers, everyone's favorite worst Decepticons have met the cast of the Lost Light. This is only going to matter to people who are reading this book. After 6 years, the A and B cast have met. I was very
so excited.
I was so excited I hiccuped. Those are excitement hiccups. Really, really interesting book. Transformers Lost Light. James Roberts' Transformers books tend to have a mystery bent, as well as a philosophical bent. So to see those two bents bending together is very fun. Honestly, A for the scavengers showing up and meeting the crew of the Lost Light finally, but in general, A because of the quality of the characterization, the humor of the script, and everything else.
Color.
Is it La Fuente? I think yes, it is.
Yes.
Yeah, Joanna or Johanna, I don't know.
Johanna.
I don't. I'm pretty sure it's Joanna. La Fuente, your art is fantastic.
Let me see.
Or sorry, your coloring is fantastic.
Coloring's an art, Andrew.
It is an art.
Yeah.
I proved it with a PowerPoint that Frank never saw.
If I bring my Infinity Gauntlet in, it won't be an art anymore.
No, you know what? Opposite. I use my Infinity Gauntlet, and Frank recognizes it as an art.
It will be somebody on a computer picking colors and filling in the lines.
No, that's the whole point. The computer doesn't know. That's the whole...
Puny computer.
Anyway, computer doesn't match the human eye, my friend. Anyway.
Oh, yes.
So, that is...
Don't you watch Westworld?
I actually don't. I actually haven't seen Westworld.
But you watch Labyrinth comics.
You don't watch a comic, but yes.
Yeah, I know.
Anyway, yeah. Lost Light 17, Labyrinth 3, Exiles 2. That's this week.
Yes.
My weekly recommendation for upcoming solicits, keeping it Marvel appropriate, Captain America by Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Yes.
Coates is one of the most brilliant authors in America in general right now. When he made the jump to comics, everyone freaked out. Like mainstream media freaked out.
Yes,
and now he's coming to Captain America.
Yes.
So,
Yes. He's the next Neil Gaiman.
Yeah, he's a fellow at somewhere.
Yes. And now, what was the book you recommended with the little imps running around stealing pies for everybody to read?
Frank, it's so mean! He stole all the pies!
Your street cred has went way down there.
He stole all the pies, Frank!
Justin, as a future comic book reader, does that sound like something you'd want to read? Justin.
He stole all the
I'm
pies.
saying no with the phone.
Okay.
I'm shaking my head.
And
no.
I didn't even have to use a stone on you.
Now, okay, hold on. Coates has he's a.
I think whoever wrote that was using a stone.
That's the one I imagine is the guy
The Chiba stone.
who's coming up in the
Ganja
world.
stone.
Even Penelope don't have your back on the Chiba.
I got you,
man.
bud.
Oh, you're
I mean,
in
if
for
it
a little
was a
movie.
Chibi comic book,
No.
that's cool, but I'm just not.
They went into a universe and got a Chiba. I know, yeah. It's like
It's-
the dragon for
I
kitty.
am interested.
Okay.
About what? Are we going to talk about this movie now?
Yes,
Or-
let's-
Well, no. I'm doing my weekly recommendation, and
Oh,
then,
yeah,
and then I got to pull something from the rack. Never mind. Andrew's special treat. Who knows what it'll be?
It'll be spoilers.
Yeah. So Coates is coming up with Captain America. Very, very interested to see what one of our country's brightest minds right now has to say about Captain America. So, which again, he's a big time author outside of comics. Made the transition.
What has he done?
He does a lot of
Color Purple?
articles and books, like stuff for the New Yorker and stuff for like the Inquirer, or not the Inquirer.
Do you know him?
I
don't know him. I know
Ta-Nehisi
everybody.
Coates.
Half of everybody in the universe.
Ta-Nehisi Coates.
Do you know him, Justin? Okay.
Yeah. So I'm very interested to see what he has to say about Captain America. He did a very, I think it was in the Daily Journal or something. He did a very lovely article about what it means to be writing Captain America as a. Basically, he said as a black man, but like, so we'll see what happens. Now, yeah, that's my recommendation.
Let's talk the movie. We don't care.
So we're gonna take a walk. We're gonna take a walk. We're gonna take a little walk.
Ready.
We're gonna need this for my walk.
Okay, take it.
We're gonna need
I may
this.
have to go drink a beer with my wife.
Everybody grab a spoiler bag. Because we have a beautiful star here at PowerPoint Toys Black Book. Lovely items, lovely products, lovely. And lovely trades, that I as we know, I picked two of the trades in the past. I picked Captain America No Escape and the Black Lantern Corps. Those are my pass off the racks. But you know what? This is a rack too.
This is a rack.
This is a rack.
Now, this is mostly a rack of runs.
Yes. Some completed, and as we'll see with my pick for today, some not. Thanos Rising.
Well, that makes sense.
1 through 3.
Look
So,
at this.
We're gonna go back to our group.
All
So
right.
Frank, you made a very, very astute point about Jim Starlin.
It was Thanos.
Jim Starlin. Jim Starlin is a guy we owe a lot to in comics,
Yes.
especially cosmic side comics, especially Thanos-related comics.
Oh, I know. I am here because of Jim.
All right.
In spite
We are
of all
going
of that,
to now because you're bringing up Thanos. We're going to get into spoiler territory probably.
Yep.
We like
Just
to
make
party.
sure, can we please just make extra sure that the signs are in the view of every scene? Whoever's talking
Yeah.
gets a sign.
But so
Watch this.
during all of the great Jim Starlin work that I'm not putting down, there was one miniseries that I think got lost in the conversation.
And what would that be?
Can you
Thanos
tape it to
Yes,
the-
Thanos Rising. Very good. Very good.
Uh,
book. I
J-
love the title.
Jason Aaron and I can never say his name
Anybody
right.
else?
Her name, it's Simone or Simon Bianchi.
Probably Bianchi.
Bianchi. Oh,
Aren't you Italian?
I am.
Malone. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
That just means I
Is
get
there somebody
hey,
here selling ornaments?
Justin, that just means I get mad when other people mispronounce my
We
name,
have
not
a
my
man
name.
selling ornaments.
Wait, hold on. My butt is ringing, so I gotta hurry this up. So, Thanos Rising is a really interesting
that
story.
was me with the
It's
Infinity
Jason
War.
Aaron's take on Thanos.
You like that, dude?
He's
basically
shouting over his
it's basically the story of a child serial killer in space.
Who's a child serial killer? Thanos?
Killer,
Thanos.
is he a child?
It's his origin story. He's rising.
Thanos?
Thanos is rising.
Yes, I had to kill everybody.
Yeah.
Puny humans.
So it starts off on Titan. It starts off with tiny baby Thanos and works
Is
his
he
way up.
Chibi Thanos?
Oh
He's
no.
not no. Hold
Are there
on.
pies? Are there
Huh?
pies on Titan?
There should be pies.
Here's the question I have. Is that consistent with the comic book origin or the new origin? Why I'm
Comic
doing it?
origin.
Oh,
Comic-
okay.
this is a
So
comic-
that doesn't count anymore.
This is
'cause
comic
Disney didn't have the
continuity.
book.
Yeah.
He's turning into Yoda.
Well, no.
Oh, I'm trying, man.
honestly, Frank. Well, no, here's my point. I think this got retconned with the new Thanos stuff, and I think that's a real shame because I think this book is really, really good,
Me too.
and I think more people should read it, and that's why I'm recommending it for my off the rack.
All right.
We have the first. Unfortunately,
What's that green tag mean?
It means it is issue 1 through 3.
And what's a green tag mean?
It's $5, right?
And
For
how many
4
issues are they getting for $5?
3 books.
Complete
books.
story.
No, actually,
Top
that's
that.
my thing. There are 2 issues that aren't in it actually.
Oh well, you can get them as well. We're gonna charge a lot for those 2 issues though.
Yeah. But even
So saith the glove.
even with just the 3 issues, it's still a really, really good story.
Yes.
And it's something I wish people would talk about more when we talk about Thanos. But yeah, so that's my pick of the week. Or sorry, my recommendation.
Which is consistent.
Off the rack.
Off the rack.
Very good.
I'm off the rack. I'm out of the case.
So actually, my ride might
All
be
out of the case.
all out of the case.
I think that Andrew's mom is here to pick him up.
Yes.
So do we continue Fridays with Andrew? Or
Do you
we
want me to
stop
zap
and
her
do
away
the
for another
video?
40
No,
minutes?
we're good.
Yeah, we're good. Yeah, so we got some light spoilers in. Go watch Infinity War. It's really, really good. I mean, and if you can't watch Infinity War, or you have if you have a friend who can't watch Infinity War, but you have, don't be a soulless monster and spoil.
Yeah, and can I please put it on me with a spoiler tag here?
Yeah, get the spoiler
And
over
don't do that thing that most people do, where they think they're being clever and they say something that they think that you'll never get if you haven't seen the movie, and it's such a deep reference you'll never understand it. Some people are smarter than you. Sorry, and those people will get the reference that you think you're being clever about.
See, that's why I go for my method.
Yeah.
Say total
Andrew,
nonsense.
one
You
last
can just
question.
Say nothing. You can just say nothing.
One
We
last
know-
question.
We know
Okay.
you saw the movie. We know you saw the movie. Just don't say anything. Just say, I saw it, it was good, or I saw it, maybe I didn't like it. You don't have to make little jokes, because it ruins it for other people.
All right.
And we're all about making people
This
happy,
sounds
not
question.
being jerks. Ready?
Just sounds a question.
Hey, did you actually see it?
Do you know about that?
Wait, it depends. Do you want me to go back in time and check?
Oh, we love our Andrew.
Yes.
That was an inside joke. That was an
I don't
inside
feel
joke.
loved. I feel hated.
Yeah,
No,
Even
no,
my
far
plastic
from
is
it.
laughing. I mean, that was good, Justin.
I feel like a kicking boy right now. Anyway,
Yes.
kicking bird.
Are we done with spoilers?
So, real quick, what do you give the movie? First viewing.
All Thanos aside. Hey, I have the glove. It was an A+. I can't recommend it enough. It is a roller coaster ride, which is one of the great things about this movie. Right?
Were we wiped out when we left?
Yeah, I was mentally
I'm emotionally
exhausted,
exhausted,
and for me to sit in a seat for an extra hour and not run to the restroom after a soda this big, it tells you I didn't want to miss a second. It's that good.
10 out of 10 would do. Very good. Go see it now before someone spoils it more.
I gotta say, I can't give it a grade. I mean, it's an A. It's definitely an A. Probably an A+. I gotta see it again.
Well,
it was a lot to take in.
No, again, here comes me being pretentious, whatever. But no, I did it. It does take 2 to 3 viewings before you.
I get it, and that's been happening with us.
Or movies in general.
Yeah, but that's been happening with us
That is a
rewatching.
dense movie.
It
is
is
a dense movie.
But my first viewing, it was fun. It was joyous.
My
It was
initial viewing is 9 to 10, A to A+.
great.
Whether or not it will topple Ragnarok right now is my sitting favorite Marvel movie. Whether or not it will topple that, time will tell.
Yeah, what's your favorite current movie right now?
Probably Winter Soldier.
Me too. And this is going to be hard to.
And the first Avengers, and this was definitely better than the first Avengers.
So we're really balanced in our.
Yeah.
Just you messed with. You said first Avengers. Because there's
Not
a movie,
the first
I know,
Avenger.
that's what I'm like, what is he talking about?
No.
The first Avengers. No, I know, that's I was so that was
Yeah.
I blame Marvel for having bad naming conventions. Anyway.
The other thing that we want to say, if you go watch it and just enjoy it, but one of the things I think that we loved, all of us here, was the character development of me. They really went in deep on Thanos, who he was. There's some scenes in there.
Motivations.
When
Spoiler truck, spoiler mobile,
the spoiler mobile. When he kills Gamora, you see some real emotion, and it's really
Sorry, a little bit.
Even when he takes her under his wing.
Yeah, man, it's the relationship between him and Gamora is moving,
Yep.
and in some ways he's an anti-hero, Justin, right?
Sure.
And he's got like that.
He's Magneto.
Magneto, right?
No, I would not. No, guys, I disagree.
All right, let's see.
No.
I want to hear.
No.
we want to save this for later.
He's Killmonger.
No.
Not even that.
No, let's hear.
No,
you see why we're thinking he's a Magneto?
but it's still. I still say. Here's the thing. Magneto's motivations are rooted in legitimate ideologies.
So are his.
So are his.
No, they're not.
Titan was
Oh,
destroyed because
yeah.
of the people.
Yeah.
Huh? No, but I don't think Titan was destroyed because of lack of resources. I think Titan
It was.
Says it.
No, just because he says it doesn't mean it's true.
Oh, that's his motivation.
Oh, okay.
I'm with Andrew. I personally agree.
A sociopath.
Thanos has a little bit more of a a vengeness.
No, it's not.
No, I didn't get that at all.
It's not. It's more like
revenge on who?
No, it happened to my planet. I need to. It needs to happen to everyone else.
I want to fix it. Is the way I saw it.
Which is Magneto with the
Magneto wanted to be a king.
Magneto was.
He didn't.
But Magneto survived the Holocaust, and he didn't want that to happen again. Just like he didn't want the universe to suffer the way Titan did.
In some ways, he's more
Magneto. Dude, there's a sociopathic line of thinking with Thanos. When you think of dwindling resources,
I agree.
when you think of there's not enough food or wealth or anything to go around, your logic isn't kill half of a room.
all right.
Okay.
Let's figure out how to get more food and water.
Killmonger
With a
wasn't
snap of the
saying.
fingers, I could have fed the galaxy.
Exactly.
Yeah, but
Okay.
he doesn't go that route.
Okay, but what I'm saying is, the comparison to Magneto is the fact that when you have the initial character was one-dimensional in 1963.
Sure.
They took Magneto and they gave him a background that made me, as a participant in his empathy.
Sure.
I understand Thanos' point of view.
I disagree.
Do you?
Yes.
I understand it, but I don't agree.
I would have snapped my fingers and gave half.
It's so much more interesting than I want to rule the universe.
I didn't say a
Which is the
sociopath.
card
Hold on,
board.
Justin. Well, hold on.
Right,
I didn't say a sociopath wasn't interesting. I said a sociopath wasn't sympathetic. I don't have sympathy for Thanos.
No.
I do with the relationship with his daughter.
That's not his daughter. It's someone he kidnapped
Yeah,
after killing her mother.
Yeah,
It's not his
exactly.
daughter.
He saved
Once
her.
you're in
He
duct
didn't
tape for
save her.
6 months, you become their daughter.
Shut free!
He saved her.
No,
He didn't save her.
I'm not saying his motivations are understandable. I'm saying they're not sympathetic. I don't have sympathy for Thanos
I'm with
for
Andrew.
his warped.
See,
line
I
of
did
thinking.
watching it. I felt empathy for him.
I mean,
I think Josh Brolin did a fantastic job.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
No, well, I'll say this.
Speaking of which, can I just mention the joke about Goonies? He called him One-Eyed Willie.
Oh yeah, how cool
That
is
was
that?
hilarious.
Wait,
Yeah, that
I
was
missed
great.
that. My audience is
Star-Lord.
very loud.
Somebody called
Star-Lord.
Thor One-Eyed Willie, right?
Star Wars.
He calls him what? That's
Which
amazing.
makes sense. He would have watched
That's so
Goonies.
good.
Goonies
It's
would
so
have
good.
watched
And
it.
he's from Goonies.
That is a very clever. Yeah, I gotta. That's gonna be my rewatch.
Dude, when Star-Lord and Spider-Man talk about Footloose,
Yeah,
Yes.
it's exactly like Footloose. He
Spoiler.
fired for 1 minute.
Spoiler.
He was understood.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I totally disagree about
No,
that.
it's not the greatest movie of all time.
No, okay, he's he's way more interesting than original Thanos. I'm totally going to give you that one.
Okay,
but
well,
I don't think that puts him in
Trying
a
to seduce death is pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
I don't
It's
know.
hard to convey on a screen.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, if it's played by Kate Blanchett,
Yeah.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Wow.
Yeah, that would have been.
Wonder what those two, what the power would have been with that. One of the things that we loved was all three of us. I can't speak for Andrew. Is that they kept very true to the characters as we knew them.
Yes.
Guardians were on point, far superior than Guardians 2, in my opinion.
Okay, there you go.
yep.
I agree. Guardians 2 was-
Thor was Thor from Ragnarok. Iron Man was who we know.
They
he
even
is.
gave Spidey's chubby sidekick guy a moment, that felt from Homecoming.
Yeah.
Right.
No, I absolutely.
It did.
That's one of the most interesting things, especially Phase 3 forward. How we definitely see the connectivity of the movies really mattering as opposed to just being there.
Yeah.
Yes.
Which is,
right.
boy, I would have loved from another franchise owned by Disney.
Yeah.
Sure.
Well, or even DC.
Well,
DC just doesn't seem to weave.
Well,
it's almost like DC, in some ways, the last Star Wars movie, dummy it down. You know, they're feeding us everything. Here, it's all connected in a way that was tremendous.
I have a lot of issues with DC's way of filmmaking. The one thing I will say, this is what my good friend Dan, my old roommate, he put it. He really thinks, and I also think as well. We agree on this. What Marvel Studios is doing differently from every other cinematic universe is they've eliminated the committee. Kevin Feige,
It's Feige.
I said it right the first time. He's the guy. He's the end-all, be-all. There aren't 6 other guys in the
His
room.
background in comics? Does he know comics?
He knows comics.
Well, that's their.
Well, no, but that's not what I'm talking about. You can have 6 guys who know comics. If they all don't agree on something, you're gonna have
then you gotta have too many Indians.
Well, that's all of these cinematic universes, from Star Wars to DC to Universal. They're led by a committee.
Right. Well,
Kevin Feige is able to be the deciding voice.
To Disney's credit, they've allowed somebody to. We're here because of a journey that started a decade ago.
Yeah,
that's unbelievable.
It
in the
is.
cinematic universe.
Absolutely.
I mean, listen. We got Star Wars, and you can argue there's 3 or 4 great Star Wars movies. We've got 3 or 4 great Star Trek movies, but to interweave them in a decade-long
keep building on this and show these characters interacting with each other.
And it's proven with
Star Trek is the closest thing I could think of. I really couldn't think of another thing like the Marvel Cinematic Universe.
No, even Lord of the Rings doesn't come close.
All right, so we're going to actually have an extended conversation about this movie and the Marvel Cinematic Universe
when they see it
after the weekend, probably. So go see the movie. It was really good. Read the comics that Andrew said to read, except for the Chibi Wolverine. You don't have to read that.
Don't read the Chibi. Buy the Thanos
Stole
for Iraqi.
the pies!
Yes.
He stole all the pies!
He stole the pies. We should have made this titled that. So
there were a lot of titles.
this has been another Fridays with Andrew, a spoiler-filled Fridays with Andrew.
Don't watch it if you haven't seen the movie.
It's really good.
We want you to enjoy it.
Infinity War was amazing.
We really